Welcome to the Pitmaster Podcast. We're barbecue competition competitors that aim to share information, advice, tips, and tall tales about our favorite pastime. Head over to thepitmasterpodcast.com for all things Pitmasters, or follow us on your favorite social media platform. And now, here are the hosts of the Pitmaster Podcast, the two-time Grand Champion, SCA World Champion finalist, and barbecue specialist of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue, the Anthony Luan, and the 24-time Grand and Reserve Grand Champion, Reserve World Grand Champion, Windover High Roller Champion, and the founder of Pitmaster Barbecue Supply Company stores in Utah, the old man himself from Big Johnson's Barbecue, Jesse Johnson.
This is Greg Rempe from the Barbecue Central Show, and you are listening to the Pitmasters Podcast, and they are doing it live.
We'll do it live.
That's right, Bill. I just said that. They're going to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yes, live. They're going to do it live.
What's up, Jesse? How's it going, my man?
What's up, Anthony? Happy Tuesday to you.
Yeah, you too, man. Did you see all the drama I stirred up on social media?
Which part?
Yeah, it's true. No, it's not really drama. It's just let's just take the hot seat. You know, you probably get the hot takes all the time at the store, right? Like,
you're talking about the pellet controversy.
Yeah, well, just pellet controversy. Fat side up, fat side down.
Fat side up, fat side down is easy. That's easy.
Yeah. Prime rib sucks. That came up.
Because you can't cook it. I love smoked prime rib. But I remember back in the day when I first started to get into competition barbecue, I started on drums.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Little Red, which was a pits and spits offset. And we used to make fun of everybody that showed up with pellet cookers. But they made it easy for everybody. And if that pellet smoker makes it easier for you, then just rock that pellet smoker. Don't even worry about it.
Exactly. That's what I said. I was like, a pit master is a master of their own pit, backyard or not. As long as you know where those hot spots are, you can turn out quality product every single time you mastered that pit. So,
and people are like, because I get customers in all the time. It's like, I'm not getting enough smoke on my product. I'm like, okay, let's talk about what pellets you're using, because pellets make a huge difference in the quality of smoke that you're getting and the quality of the product that comes off of your pit. So
exactly.
But there's a reason that everybody's going back to the drums, and all of my sponsor teams are rocking Hunsaker drums because they're so easy to use. You got the intakes on the bottom, so you don't get any wind issues.
Yeah.
You can adjust it with your foot, and once you get your temperature set, drums just run.
Right.
And they give you that for that charcoal and wood flavor that everybody's trying to perfect.
Exactly. And I just think pellet grills are just the tip of the iceberg. It gets everybody into it. They're a reasonable cost. Yeah. You can go and get a pellet grill almost anywhere. And then after you learn that a little bit, you're like, oh, let's try some open fire. Let's try some charcoal. I think it's a fantastic way to get into barbecue.
Yeah, my favorite thing is, hey, they come in the store and they go, hey, I just bought a pellet smoker. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you didn't buy it from us,
right?
but that's that's kind of a catch-22. But we're just there to help people make better food, make better barbecue, and cook for their families. And if we can help them do that, because I need to say this more often. Go to your local barbecue pro shop.
Yeah.
They need you. You need them. That's where you get the expertise from. You don't have to come to the Pitmaster stores, but go shop local.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your money local.
In your neighborhood.
And you don't have to get all the misnomers that you get off of YouTube, because there's a lot of misinformation on YouTube about how to make really good barbecue.
Yeah.
Like the fat cap up, fat cap down. It's you hear that from Texas guys all the time, but they don't tell anybody, well, we're running an offset where the heat comes from the top. That's why the fat cap's up.
Yeah.
The old Hickory's pit, I have to have fat cap up. But everything else, fat cap down, because you want the meat, the fat to be between the meat and the heat. That's the simplest thing that people can learn,
Exactly, man. Yep. If you're listening to this live, you still have time to react, but go get signed up for Slaborama. There's still plenty of room. And then also there's an SCA down there. Go get signed up for that. And then also there is going to be another qualifier. I totally just spaced it. Christy talked about it, but there is a second qualifier that is now available. And if you are
down in Florida, right?
Yeah, and if you are a promoter, go to the Barbecue World Cup website and sign up for your application to have your events sanctioned. So, heck yeah. So, that's what we got going on. We got Chris from Bentley BBQ, man. If I had $1 for every one of his followers, I'd be rich.
There you go.
man, he's killing it on the TikTok game with just building content. We love content creators on here just to see how they're coming up with their recipes and how they got into the game.
But all those shorts that you build off of last week's podcast, they're really good, dude.
Yeah.
So it's going to help the podcast. And
yeah,
if you guys make sure, if you're listening now, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah. And then Anthony's going to fix it so all the recent podcasts are going to be at the top of the channel.
Yes.
Because I had somebody go there like they went to the top of the list and they're like, oh, it's all these are a year old. I'm like, well, we're doing them every week. So
yeah, you got it on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you have to go to the lives. I have yet to figure out if you're a YouTube genius, reach out to me because you have to go to the lives tab to go see the most recent. YouTube channel. I've tried to figure it out. If you're a YouTube genius, reach out to me.
All you YouTube pros, all you really smart people, just comment down below on how we can fix that. So all the latest episodes are at the top.
Yeah.
Just
Marcio, stay in your lane, brother. Go cook some hogs. Don't even worry about beef. So let's go talk to Chris and see what he's up to, man. Let's get it.
This is the single best investment you can make to become a better cook.
Thermapen 1 is the best thermometer I've ever had.
My thermometer of choice is ThermoWorks.
When it comes to quality that I can trust, this is the company that I go to over and over again.
There may be other thermometers out there, but there aren't other Thermapen.
Chris from Bentley BBQ, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Not too bad.
We know you're a Thermapen user, right?
Absolutely.
How many Thermapens do you have?
I think I've got 4 of those.
I've got 2 at home. I've got 4 at the store. I've got 2 in my cook box. It's like people they don't realize when you're reaching for it, you need it right now. Yeah. Got to find it.
Yeah, I've got several of those and several of the Thermopops as well.
Yeah. So, man, let's get into it. Let's hear your backstory. How did you get into barbecue, and we'll talk about where you got to where you are today.
Well, the way I got started was I started watching Malcolm Reed's videos way back in the day when he first started, and I finally got I started off on an electric smoker, and that's really how it all got started. I always kind of grilled, but when I really started, smoking foods and getting better at it was, I kind of started watching his videos on YouTube when he was, started putting out all the secrets back when he first started.
Yeah, man. How to barbecue right. That is, I feel like he was right there at the perfect time when people were coming off of I'm not going to teach you anything. You have to do your own research to Malcolm Reed's I'm going to show you everything. Malcolm Reed, I think, was one of the very first people to actually show you how to barbecue on YouTube. He definitely is an influence to a lot of cooks. I am one of them.
Plus, he has great products. So
fantastic.
That's the thing is the content creators out there that are killing it for their products is you've got Matt Pittman, you got Heath Rouse, you got Malcolm, you got Cosmos. Everybody that's doing really good content is just blowing up in the stores. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because and he knows what he's doing. He came from the competition world, and I actually had an opportunity to sit down with him. I had lunch with him over at Traeger, and I told him, I was like, man, I'm really struggling with ribs. And he said, "Tell me what's going on." So I ran through my process, and he's like, "You're so close, but so far." So he gave me some tips. And the very next competition I went out, I took like second or third with those ribs.
Nice.
It put me right in the top 10 just with his small tips. Like it's crazy just how much you can learn off just one person just by just talking to him, right? So
Just do a little shigging.
Awesome. Exactly, man. And so Chris, then you just decided to start doing barbecue. What drove you to social media?
My wife was tired of me spending so much money on barbecue products. She's like, "Well, why don't you do a few videos and maybe some people will send you something?" And that's how it all got started. And I was really nervous at first. If you go back to some of my first videos, you can tell by like doing voiceovers, I was really nervous and stuff. But now it's just it's real easy, getting in front of a camera and cooking. But anyways, so yeah, that's how I got started. Was basically I heard them wanting me to spend less money.
I get that, man. Yeah, and you have like I said, I wish I had $1 for every one of your followers. You're sitting at like 400K plus. That is amazing with over 5 million views. Man, that is awesome. I wish the podcast would just have like half those followers.
Yeah. Get us to 100K.
Yeah, Chris, we might need your help to get to 100K, man. It's crazy, but that is awesome, dude. I want to congratulate you on that. So, like, when did you really start taking off? When did the followers just start coming in on all this?
I think it took me a couple years to really get started, and then I had a few viral videos. My first viral video was a smoked bologna. I just did a couple little chubs on the pit barrel, and I did it. It was like a quick, like 25-second video, and it got a couple million views, and that's when I guess I went from like 10,000 followers to like 25,000, and that's what really got it started.
That is so awesome. And then what are you primarily cooking on? As you heard Jesse and I talking about this when we came in to the show, like, are you using open fire? I see some open fire on your stuff. What is like, what kind of grills are we using? What is your go-to normally?
I use pellet grills, Primo. Drums are probably my favorite grills. I love the drums. S&S kettle. I use their kettles. I've got about 20 of them. I was trying to think of but I guess, my go-tos, I really love that Primo, how it maintains temperature. And, once you get it dialed in right, it's kind of like a drum. You can let it, as long as you keep that lid closed, it's going to maintain temp.
Yeah, keep it closed.
Yeah. There's another hot take. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking, you ain't cooking.
Yeah, well, when ceramics run, you can't bring them back
Right.
down like you can with a drum,
Yeah, and that's what I really like about that Primos too. It's technically like 4 sections of, you can really narrow where you want your heat, because that has a deflector plate that has the half, and then you got the half basket. You can go full deflector plate, you can go no deflector plate. And then it's the oval shape. I feel like you get more space as well than most Kamados.
Yeah, and you can on the Primo, you can do with it being oval shape like that, you can do a 2-zone fire, or if you want to sear a steak and then move it off heat, or vice versa.
Yeah,
I like how it works with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what was your first smoker that got you started?
I had a master built, one of those master built that looked like a little mini fridge.
Yep.
I wore that thing out. And
all right, did you wet your chips, or you keep them dry?
I tried it a little bit both. I mostly kept them dry.
Yeah.
I didn't think it made too much of a difference, maybe a little bit, but
just cleaner smoke with dry chips.
Yeah, those electric smokers like that, they burn up so fast. You're constantly feeding it wood chips. I mean, it would get a smoke flavor to it, but
Where
Then after that, I went on to a pellet grill, and it kind of went from there. Which I've always kind of kept a Weber kettle or some kind of kettle grill. You can do so much. They're so versatile. You can do so much different, types of cooking with them.
Right. Where did that wedding chips ever come from, Jesse? I feel like that's a super old timer, way back when technique.
I still hear it every day when people come in and they come in to buy the wood chips,
Yeah.
and I just remind them, well, I think it's in the manufacturing in their directions.
Kind of like those
to wet the chips, and I'm like, no, don't wet the chips. It gives you a dirty fire. It gives you dirty smoke. So just keep them dry and just run them that way. It cleans everything up on your pit.
Is that like on those little Chiefs, those little tin smokers and everything? People are using that on.
Yep, and that's you hear it all the time, and I'm like, just disregard what the manufacturer says because they're wrong. And I mean, you might get more smoke, but it's just a dirty, nasty smoke.
Yeah, I always kind of wondered where that came from. And I'm like, my grandpa did it. He always did it with his fish. I'm just like, man, but his fish was always dry and over smoked. Like, he used to go fishing for the day and then put it in there. And I'm like, it was more like a fish jerky, which it was still good, but it wasn't really a smoked trout.
Yeah. It was like smoked trout jerky.
Right, exactly. So, Chris, we usually ask most of our content creators, where are you coming up with your ideas on what to cook next?
Kind of all over the place. I use Pinterest a lot, looking at recipes, and if I find a recipe, I try to make it my own. I don't really follow step by step on anything hardly. That just reading. I've looked through some recipe books, stuff like that.
Nice. Is there somebody that you actually look up to, like from content creator to the next content creator, where you get your ideas? Are there some people that you're like, man, I really like what they're doing, and I'm going to try to mimic them? Or are you trying to stay in your own lane, trying to come up with your own stuff?
Yeah, I would say, of course, Malcolm Reed and Heath Riles, those guys. I watch a lot of their stuff. Matt Pittman, sometimes they'll have a recipe, and I'm like, oh, I got to try that, But I'm all over, social media watching recipes, and if I see something that looks good, sometimes I'll give it a try.
Right. What about you, Jesse? Do you ever come across any? You're like, dang, I want to try that, and done it? Like, I haven't really done too many social media cooks personally.
I do it all the time. I get ideas from there, and I'm like, all right, what ingredients are they using? Okay, I don't need their measurements. I kind of just be having a really long history of cooking for so much, and I know what flavor profiles work together. My wife does it. She has to use a recipe, and she's like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, well, I know what flavors work with this meat or this vegetable, or or a little bit of pasta. And I said, I mess around with it. I've made mistakes, obviously. Like my first 8 briskets, you can pull my truck with it. They were absolutely inedible, but I'd done a couple dozen hogs by that time. So
yeah. I haven't really. I've done some stuff, but I've never really just dove into some of the wild stuff that people are doing. The smoked quesos and stuff. Yeah, those things. But honestly, like, I stick to the primary cut of the meat. The meat is the star of the show. I don't really do too many of the ancillary side stuff. I'm not a Christina Dunyan.
You don't get all chefy on you.
No, I don't. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I don't have. I think I can be creative, and then trying to execute it is just not quite there all the way.
I mean, I can do all the cooking you want, but it's those guys. Some of their plating that they do is just off the charts.
Right. Exactly. And then Chris, I'm looking at this one. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's the orange rolled monkey bread. Dude, that looks amazing. Like, monkey bread's been around for a long time, but then elevating it with orange rolls. That is
Yeah, there's a guy I followed that actually did that. Patrick Sprint. He had got the the ideal from Patrick Springer, which did the typical with the cinnamon rolls, and I saw him do that, and I'm a huge orange roll fan. I was like, man, I've got to try that. So I gave it a shot, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. So did you execute it the very first time, or was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's super simple.
Yeah.
One of the things that you're talking about watching videos, I'd seen where that people used like a cheese slicer to slice bologna up and then like cook it on a griddle. We'd flown out to Texas. My buddy Randy with Randy's Rose, we were going around. He was like, man, I don't think we're going to be able to find bologna. So we went to HEB and all the places, and I was like, I can't believe they didn't have bologna out in Texas like that. And so we wound up doing it with Spam, and it actually turned out pretty good.
Spam is a meat that I don't know how to cook because I don't eat it.
It's so good.
Yeah, you like salty pate style meat. Yeah.
Well, but it's like, I mean, my first real barbecue competition, we had Spam was an ancillary. So I made Spambalaya and took second with Spambalaya. So I just made a jambalaya. I used Spam instead of the sausage. Turned out great.
I bet that can convert. Have you ever done a chili with Spam?
I have not.
Huh. There we go. Chris, you're up, buddy.
Spam chili, huh?
Spam chili. It probably crosses over pretty well, don't you think? I don't know. I don't eat the stuff. What do you think?
It'd probably be pretty good in there.
Yeah.
Just fry it up nice and crispy and
get it nice and crispy. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the key to it with Spam to me. You can't eat it straight out of the can, man. You gotta get it crispy like bacon. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Chris, have you done any competition barbecue?
I have not. I just don't have the time, and like my kids are playing sports, stuff like that. I just never had time.
Right.
Yeah.
Time is a big thing.
Yeah, I just got my first trailer smoker. I got a smoker from HBT, and I'm learning on it. It's it's reverse flow. I'm liking it pretty good.
Reverse flow. I've never cooked on really I've cooked offsets, reverse flow, and not so much. I heard they actually hold heat a lot better than an offset. Jesse, what was Little Red a reverse?
Nope, she was regular flow, but the two big pits that we had, they were a 9-foot reverse flow chamber. That's what we used when we got a Reserve World Grand Championship. So, nice. But man, that's a big chamber to use for a barbecue competition. But and it just absolutely ate wood.
Does it?
I mean, it just eats it because I mean it's such a big space to keep hot,
Right, and then that steel plate you got to keep hot too, right? The steel plate going across.
Well, once you get it hot, it radiates heat. But there's a couple of tricks that we did when we built those to get rid of that hot spot right coming out of the firebox. And but yeah, you just when you're doing long cooks back then, it was just like keep adding fuel, pay attention to your temperature. So
right,
it was every half hour. Feed it every half hour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to maintain. Well, Chris, I got a text message from Crystal stating that you have some news to break on the show tonight. Do you want to tell us what you have coming up and how to get people involved?
I do. So me and Burn with Burn and Fire Starters, Alex with Roto Q, and Randy with Randy's Rubs, and my wife Heather. We've been doing a few events, and we were real successful last year. We did barbecue rodeo in Texas, and then we did the Bama Bash in November. Well, we've met, and we finally got a date set, and we're going to be having the Bama Bash on September the 12th.
Okay. And then what is that? What does that event consist of?
So it's a people's choice, basically a meet and greet, get together, have a good time. We added a little competition to make it fun, and basically you cook, and the public comes through and they eat your samples, and they receive a ticket once they at the gate, and they vote on which one they like the best.
Is it like one ticket? They only get one ticket, or they get multiple tickets?
Each entry gets, coming through the gate gets a ticket, and they go around and try everybody's food, and they drop their ticket in whoever's food they like the best.
Pro tip: anybody competing, try to be the very first booth.
you actually don't with that, because they're gonna have to go through and try everybody's food before they drop their votes.
It's true, but it's also kind of like the judging table, right? You want to be in sooner than later, because people's palates will get blown out as well, right? Especially
if I heat it up for them,
Hey, that's not fair. Jesse's first online and roasting people.
I'm usually one of the last guys turned in.
Yeah,
I want my food to be hot when they get it, and a lot of those boxes are sitting there for a minute. That's kind of one of my tricks, is like turn in the last couple minutes. So
yeah, and it looks like Crystal's going to be there, and Creme Knives is also going to have a booth there at your event as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. And so then, where is this going to be taking place at? Is it just at a city park? Is it at a barbecue joint? What's the venue going to be like?
It's going to be in Gunnersville, Alabama, at Civitan Park. It's right on the lake. It's a beautiful place to have a competition. As long as the weather cooperates, it'll be a great day. We had a great time, a great turnout this past year. Hope to do the same in 2026.
Heck yeah, that is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, September in Alabama is going to be, hopefully it'll be cooling off a little bit, a little less humidity.
Right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Man, humidity.
So is it going to be sanctioned? Is it going to be sanctioned?
No, it's just a meet and greet.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Basically, a party with a little competition to it.
Very nice. And then, how many teams are you expecting to be able to? How many did you get last year, and how many do you think you'll be getting this year?
We had about 27 last year.
Okay.
We'd like to get up to 60. I think is about what we could hold there. Maybe a little bit more.
Sounds good. And then, the winner, is it there going to be money involved, or is it just pretty much straight bragging rights?
We had we don't know yet exactly what there will be, but last year we gave away some grills for the first through third place, and then we had every cook got a ticket, and we drew. It was like a raffle. We drew tickets, and we had some great prizes from the sponsors, and actually two primos went away. We gave away in the raffle. We gave away two Primo Juniors. They were one of our sponsors.
Man, winning a Primo would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't own a ceramic grill, for one. I move my grills around too much, and two, like, I just really have to have a spot to set it and forget it, right? With those ceramic grills, because man, they're not made to be mobile. I don't know how people compete and take them with them. It's wild. Leanne Whippen, if I remember correctly, during the Pitmasters, she traveled with green eggs.
Did she?
Yeah.
Huh.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, but one wrong move and you crack that thing, you're done.
I think she cracked one on the show. I have to research. Don't quote me on this, folks, unless if you do know. But yeah, I think she
comment down below. Let us know if we're idiots or not.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that she competed with them, and then one did drop and break. So what else do you have in the pipeline, man? I see you rocking a hoodie. Do you have your own swag?
Not yet. My wife makes shirts and stuff. If somebody wants one, she can make it, and we'll get it out to you. But just keeping on with social media right now. Hopefully, I have plans to do a podcast soon. Hopefully, I've got to get all that nailed down. But
nice. And what's going to be the baseline of your podcast? We're all about getting more barbecue podcasts out there. What's the baseline of your show?
it'll mainly be me and my wife on there talking about things we've cooked and things we liked and didn't like, and share some of the stuff that didn't go right.
Right? Yeah, I kind of like that. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, people love to hear about your failures. They do.
Right, man. If we talked about Jesse, you and I could probably talk a lot about what went wrong in our competition cooks before.
Yep.
But what makes it professional is how to recover out of those, right? I think that's
the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
There's been time. One of my very, very first competitions, I've talked about it before, was Jesse's competition at one of the Katrubas stores. One of the very first ones. It wasn't the Volkswagen. It was the store in front of the Volkswagen.
It was Smoke on the Hills. It's at Layton Hills.
Yes. Man, I cooked a brisket, fell asleep. That thing came out like jerky, and I still turned it in. I think I came in last on that one, but I deserved it. But man, I'll tell you what, I'll never fall asleep with cooking a brisket on that grill ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
it's like we cooked it. We had Johnny Trigg come out and taught a couple of classes when we did the Windover competition, and man, I could not get my flat to get to the right temperature, so I turned in a whole box of burnt ends, and they were just not right all the way.
Yeah.
And everybody said, all the judges came out and said, "Who turned in that brisket box with all the burnt ends?" Because we opened the box and they were so excited to have them, and they just kind of fell flat because they weren't done either, but they were way better than the flat.
They're bouncier than a basketball, huh?
Yeah, not quite that bad, but they weren't just that little squishy marshmallow, perfect little pillows that you want.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Chris, what's your favorite thing to cook?
Yeah.
Probably deer poppers. I take a little piece of, backstrap, marinate it overnight, and then wrap it in bacon with cream cheese and candied jalapeno, and wrap it in bacon and smoke them. That's my favorite thing. But
because you're in Alabama, you can take like 24 or 30 deers a year, right?
A week.
A week. Yeah. Two per day.
I don't even hunt. I've got a buddy that hunts, and he brings me some deer meat, which is, it's not hard to come by here. So
yeah,
I normally get my hands on some every now and then.
Yeah. What are you marinating it in? Are you creating your own marinade, or are you using somebody's product?
I use a lot of Allegro's marinades. I either use their black pepper, or they have one that's Game Time. Or if I don't have that, just some soy sauce and brown sugar works good as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that whitetail isn't as gamey as
not even close.
They eat corn and alfalfa, so I'm pretty sure they're a lot more tastier than mule deer.
Instead of sagebrush.
Exactly.
But I recently discovered the best piece of meat I've ever put in my mouth. 1855 had sent me a top blade roast. I was researching. I'd never cooked one. I was researching like how to cook it. A lot of it was saying, cook it to like medium rare, and then I think it was the Mad Scientist on YouTube. I'd watched one of his, and he cooked it like a brisket. Because it's basically, your flat iron steak, and
there's three different cuts in that. There's 3 different cuts in there, and I saw him do it as he cooked it just like a brisket, and there was but he said it just had huge amounts of flavor.
And I took it off, and I was like, I hope it's good, and I cut into it and tried it, and I went, man, that made my tongue slap my brains out. It was amazing.
That's awesome, man. Jeremy Yoder's a great cook, man. I got to hang out with him and watch him do his thing, but the technique that he has and how deep he thinks into all of his cooks, no wonder why he's an amazing cook, right? But being able to translate that to where we can watch videos and understand it and do it and execute it is awesome. He takes the time versus just slapping a bunch of videos together and doing a talk over. He actually takes the time and walks people through it, and I love that on his end as well.
He's got good information.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, Chris, what are your tips as somebody who wants to become a content creator in barbecue? What are some things that you have learned and some things that you may have tripped and fell over to have somebody avoid when getting into this?
Mainly, get on there and be yourself. Don't try to replicate somebody or be something that you're not. With what I've learned in social media is, the more genuine you are, the more people is going to be interested in it because that's what they're on there looking for.
Yeah.
Do
you read the comments?
Just be your authentic self is what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I read the comments.
Some people say don't read the comments. Some people say read the comments. I guess it just depends on how it comes across,
If it gets
right?
out of hand, if it gets, if I want to go viral and it gets out of hand, especially on Facebook, it's the worst.
Yeah.
I won't even read them.
Right? People are mean.
When you get to a certain size, you kind of post and ghost. But as you're growing, answering comments in the channel is it helps the engagement with those people. But at a certain point in time, you get big enough, you won't be able to do that. You just kind of post and ghost.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Chris. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or let people know about you, or?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bentley BBQ.
All right.
And that's where you can find me.
Heck yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And yes, talking us through this. Jesse, I don't want to be a social media content creator.
You don't?
Like a lot. No.
Well, you are.
It's
not
fun.
by default. I'm just trying to promote the show.
Yeah.
I've met some lifelong friends, just off, being a content creator is crazy.
Yeah.
There's people that I talk to every day that I've met on there that, I talk more than some of the people I grew up with,
Wow, that's awesome. Well, cool, Chris. Well, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate you spending your time with us and coming on to the show. We'll get this out. You can go and share this with all your friends, and we'll get the audio side going for you. And if you have any other questions about, how to share this with your people, let us know, man.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, you have a great.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
All right, you too.
Yep. Bye.
All right, see you.